you're looking for fun, if you're looking for friendship, if you're looking for love and all that comes with it, just look beyond the ropes and you will see.
Hello, welcome back. We are here discussing the women behind the ropes again, the women who have come out to 40 plus Double Dutch Club thinking they were just coming to jump rope, hopscotch, hula hoop, play Chinese rope, meet new friends who have realized that this is so much more than just Double Dutch. This has become a sisterhood. This has become a movement. It's become a ministry. This has gone beyond the ropes. We are here today with Miss Pat, our international delegate, Miss Pat. And Miss Pat, how did you come across 40 plus Double Dutch Club?
So I had to think about it. I was retiring. I retired in 2019, and I was planning what I was going to do, and I actually saw it on Facebook. Like it was like, and I'm like, oh, and I would call a friend and say, "Come on, let's go do this," because I'm a big line dancer. That was my thing. I love line dancing. It was my thing as far as activity. I would do it Monday through Saturday and Sunday if I could. So anyway, I saw it on Facebook. And I said, you know what? I had actually, I retired June 1st. I had planned what I was going to do. I went to Thailand for 3 weeks. And when I came back, I'm like, okay, now what? And it was a Saturday Pullman when I started inside. And the funniest thing about joining is for a while, you would always say, would our oldest member please stand into the circle? And of course, that was always me. And at the time, I was 63, and now I'm not the oldest member anymore. I'm a baby. No, but yeah, that's how I found the group.
And at 68, you are one of our most seasoned members, although you are not the eldest, but you are seasoned and you are inspiring all of us with your skills. Because y'all, Miss Pat can jump. She's a real jumper. She can jump better than the 40-year-olds. I'm sure she can jump better than some 25-year-olds too. So, Miss Pat, tell us where you grew up. Tell us about you.
Okay. Very simple life. I grew up on the south side of Chicago. The middle child, have two brothers and a sister. Mom and dad grew up with two parent household. We grew up as Catholic. I went to a Catholic school, grammar school. Then high school, I went to Chicago Vocational, graduated, and went right to college. Well, how should I put it? I wasn't very sheltered, but my dad was very strict. So when I started school, it was like, I'm out here, doing my thing. Father said, nope, no, this is not going to work. You got to come on, because I went away to school. Come on back home, go to school here.
Where'd you
So
go away to?
Bradley for like
Okay.
not even a year. It wasn't even, I don't even talk
So
about
it was
it.
real
Not
quick, real
even a
quick.
year. And so I came back and went to Chicago State and got my nursing degree from Chicago State and started working. My first job was at the University of Chicago, and I worked what was the first job? I worked on a regular inpatient unit, and then from there I worked in the emergency room for years and years and years. Backtrack a little bit, I met my husband in high school,
Okay.
so I married my high school sweetheart. Um, and so went to school, finished school, um, got married 2 years after completing my degree. Um, and I had two children. I have two children, a son and a daughter, both of which live in Texas right now. So, um, you know how that is. You miss your children. My daughter is a pediatrician, and my son is a physical therapist.
Okay.
Um, my mom is still alive. She's 92. She's very independent. I was just talking to somebody about her. She's very independent. Um, I spend as much time with her as I can,
Mm-hmm.
along with my siblings. And pretty much, I like to travel. COVID kind of curtailed that,
Mm-hmm.
and so um, since let me just backtrack a little bit. I talked about line dancing being my. If people that know me knew that line dancing was my thing.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-mm. Double Dutch is up there now.
Okay.
It is up there, and I talked to people. They got so last night I was actually at a line dance event,
Mm-hmm.
right? And people were like, "There's a big weekend coming up. Every year I would go to Detroit. There's a big line dance event. They have them all the time, but Detroit is a big deal. That's why I would be going tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going. What Shelly's song say? I don't know what I'll be doing, but I'll be jumping rope or something like that.
That's right.
But so yeah, so now my priority as far as activity and socialization is double dutch, 40 plus double dutch. I still like line dancing,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't love it like I love to jump rope.
So why
So
do you think that's switched? What's the difference?
the difference is the camaraderie. And the difference is the women. The difference is so because line dancing is like everybody, men, women, the age ranges,
Mm-hmm.
and all of the negative issues that come up with having all of these different people
Mm-hmm.
together. The women of 40 plus double dutch. When I talk to people about it, again, everywhere I go, I talk to people about it. Like last night, I was talking to people about it. It's just a phenomenal group of women, and I just attest to the fact that, everybody. It's an unremarkable relationships that we have. I mean, relationships that we've made, relationships that we're gonna make, the attitudes of the women. The lady who I was speaking with on the phone today, she goes, she was having problems with her parents trying to get caretakers for them, and she thought about it. She goes, you know what? I belong to 40 plus. I'm gonna put this out there, and look what happened. I called her, and some other
Mm-hmm.
people reached out to her. So it's even that. It's the fact that we're not just again about double dutch.
Right.
Lion dancing, that's what we was about.
Mm-hmm.
It was about learning new dances, blah 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 blah. So it's different. You don't. I didn't form any real bonds while line dancing, although I made friends
Mm-hmm.
and I associated myself with other people. But it was just different.
Mm-hmm.
It was just different, and I think I don't know if it's because we are in the market. I should say we're following God's direction.
Direction. Mm-hmm.
We're faith based. Maybe that's it. I don't know because I've been with this group since 2019, and not once have I felt anything negative. You hear a little da 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 da, but
Mm-hmm.
but nothing ever. And so when I talk to people about it, I said, you will not regret it. You're going to thank everybody for being who they are. People are always welcome. I say, I guarantee, I do. I tell people, I say, you can go to any meetup anywhere and you're going to feel welcome.
Mm-hmm.
You are going to feel welcome. I'm like, that's what we reflect. That's what we want people to feel that way. That's how I felt when I came in the group. And I just remember, I can remember people. I remember people like Stephanie, coming up to me and talking to me. I met Yvette that way.
Mm-hmm.
I met Monica. I met Patrice.
Mm-hmm.
All of these women I met through 40 plus double dutch, and it was just a blessing. It was just a blessing. And I'm a what should I call myself? I'm a 40 plus double dutcher for life.
40 plus for
For
life. So I
life.
gotta
For
keep
life.
jumping.
It is. It's like, I used to rush home from work to go line dancing. And now it's like I don't have to rush home from work. But if I'm doing something else, like I'm like, my kids say, you all should know my schedule now. Don't call me, especially on Thursday. On Saturday, don't, my, oh, I know, Mom, you're jumping rope. And it used to be, you're out dancing, my son, like, are you dancing, Mom? I'm like, what do you think? Now it's, are you jumping? Yeah, I'm going to. So what do you want? Don't bother me. Don't bother me
Right. If it's
between,
an emergency,
right? If
if
they
it's
call
an
me, if they
emergency, I
right, that's
got you.
different. And see, I'll know then they'll call 2 or 3 times. I'm like, okay, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Mm-hmm.
don't bother me between 6 and 9. I give them that much time. 6 and 9. So don't bother me. So yeah.
Growing up, I was not the most popular person in school, but I did have a couple of really good friends. And of course, I had my sisters, Portia and Paula. But I had my next door neighbors, Nisi and San, and I knew that even if the kids at school didn't necessarily connect with me, that I always had those two, Nisi and San. So for you, growing up, were you the popular girl? Were you the cheerleader? People always ask me, were you on cheerleader? Were you in sports? No, none of that.
I was not popular at all.
Miss
I
Pat.
was Jimmy's little sister, Veronica's little sister. I was quiet. Nope, was not. I was not the popular girl. I had a really on the block that we lived. I lived on 75th and Emerald. My best friend. So here's the thing about best friends and people that you grow up with. You sometimes grow apart
Mm-hmm.
because your direction in life is different.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still in contact with my best friend from childhood,
Mm-hmm.
but she went in a different direction that I wanted to go into. Right,
Mm-hmm.
college life. I actually found I get very emotional with this one. Three of my very best friends in college, actually four. Two of which we were all nurses too. You know, we all met them all in college. We all went to got our degrees in nursing. Two of which passed
Mm-hmm.
um, from cancer. Um, and so I do know that if they were still here, we would still be very good friends. You know,
Mm-hmm.
um, there's still one that I'm in touch with, and we talk about our friends that we no longer have. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, those were very close relationships. They're very close
Mm-hmm.
relationships. So um, fast forward to 40 plus and being this age and meeting new friends. Yeah, it's not difficult if if you leave yourself open to that. You know, I would never say, oh, I don't need any new friends. You never know what new friends are going to bring.
That's true.
You know, and that's what happened with 40 plus double dutch. You know,
Mm-hmm.
um, I, and I'm still navigating through that, you know, finding meeting new people, you know, because these women are wonderful. You have women with from all walks of life, you know, with all types of experiences,
Mm-hmm.
and we can always learn. And so now what I would say is that I don't know when people say friends, what does that mean?
Mm-hmm.
You know, we have associates, we have people that we're close to. Um, But friends are people that you can rely upon. And I think that 40 plus double dutch, there are women there that I think I can rely on, that people that I've known for 40, 50 years that I couldn't, you know.
Right.
And I truly feel that it's just a genuine, they're genuine. That's the word I was trying to use. They're genuine. People come and go, people come and go. But I have this deep feeling that the people that I have met in 40 plus double dutch, I don't think we'll ever grow apart.
We ain't going nowhere,
Right? And I
Miss
think
Pat.
that right now we're all too old to be going.
Right.
You know,
Where we gonna
it's
go?
like where are we gonna go? So you know, just keep bringing the women in and meeting new people. And you may not form a close bond with them, but you still have people that you can relate to, people that you know have your same um, track in life
Mm-hmm.
as far as where we're going. And you know, there's nothing wrong with meeting new friends. You know, I'll be 80 if somebody want to be my friend. Come on, you know,
That's great. I know I
that's
was one
what.
of those people that said, I
Yeah,
don't need no new
I know.
friends. I have my friends from the block. I have my friends from college. I met a few friends at church and I was good. I was like, I don't need any new friends. I'm fine. I had a really good circle of friends. But now I have a good circle of sisters. So I feel like there are so many women in 40 plus Double Dutch Club who I know if I call them right now and I say I need something, they will do their best to fill that need, you know. So it's different because am not necessarily the friendliest person, and I realize that. But 40 plus has opened me up to meeting new people, and now we got new people all over the world who we've connected with. How do you feel about some of the new experiences? Like, um, we're going on TV and we're going to be traveling and doing those things all to bring more awareness to this movement that has the potential to help so many women that we never would have connected with other than this Double Dutch Club.
Yeah. Well, my well, let me put it this. I'm not impressed by a lot of, you know, I'm not starstruck, that kind of a thing. So, my first experience on television was with 40 Plus Double Dutch. Um, I had just finished jumping, I was sweaty and all kind of stuff was going on. What the hell. And the guy just kind of grabbed me and just started talking, and I'm like, okay. And so I think that beginning was just like, okay, this was nothing. You just talk and it's just what it is. And so the other times that I've had, I think I was in Texas once and it happened. You just talk, and that just natural. The same with jumping and performing. I just do what I can do and hope that I can jump for 30 seconds at least. And that's, to me, I think that's because of who I'm surrounded by. I think the sisters make you feel that way. There's no competition. There shouldn't be any competition because everybody's on a different skill level. There's no way in the world I'm going to be doing what Akila's doing or what Tab's doing. That's not my goal. I just want to have fun and do the most that I can do,
That's
the,
right.
the best that I can do it, as long as I can do it and have fun with it.
And
So
that's the thing. We want everybody to be the
that's
best version
that's
of
all.
themselves.
I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not a competitive type. Well, let me see. No, I'm not really competitive. But yeah, and just have fun with it. And that's the other thing. The difference with me with line dancing, I have fun each and every time I come out to a meet. Each and every time, and I know that I'm going to have fun. Last night I went. To an. It was a line dance event. It's whatever. And I sat there, Pam, and just like this. And there's music going, there's people dancing, there's stuff going, and I'm always up there. I'm always, but I just sat back, and because people started coming in that I've known for years, they were coming in, nobody's speaking, nobody's hugging. They're on that side of the room, some of us are on this side of the room. It's like, okay, so if this was 40 plus, we'd be all over the place talking. And there was nothing wrong with that, I guess. This is what they do. But I just started thinking, this is why I prefer to be 40 plus Double Dutch. It's okay. I dance. I learned some new dances. It was great, seeing some people. But those are the differences, And
So I know that you have added value to the 40 plus movement. I mean, even as a retired nurse, we know that we can count on you to ask you questions if there's an issue with someone's health. We've had some little issues at some of our meetups, and we know, okay, somebody doesn't feel well. Where's Miss Pat? Somebody go get Miss Pat. Everybody, where's Miss Pat? And so we all listen to what you say because you have this skill set as a health and wellness professional, and we all respect that. So that's a value you've added to this movement. We know that we just appointed you our international delegate. So you are the person that's going to be staying in touch with our international group. So our Germany group, our Israel captain, our Canada captain and co-captain. You're going to be kind of the bridge, making sure that they're not missing out on any of the information that the people here in the States are getting, because we want to make sure that they feel included in everything. So you've agreed to do that, which is a big help, because Katrina and I were dropping the ball on the international people, but Ms. Pat came to the rescue. So we appreciate that. So you've added value to us. You're inspiring people when you are on the news and when you say, I'm 68 years old, and when they see you jumping. That's inspiring women who are in their 40s, 50s, and 60s and saying, I'm too old, I can't do that. They see you and that makes them think twice. You know what? If she can do that, maybe I can do it. Maybe I can't do what she does, but maybe I can do something. So you're an inspiration, even though I know you're not starstruck. You don't really care about being interviewed on the news or getting all of the hoopla. But just by being you, you are inspiring people to be a better version of themselves as well. But how has 40 plus added value to your life?
So you hear people talk about purpose, right? When we're working, your focus is on, your purpose is, your mom, a wife, mother, nurse, and I was an administrator at work, blah, blah. So that's your focus, that's your purpose. I worked for many years in oncology and in cancer prevention. And I'll never forget, I had a guy, he was a school principal, and he had, I forget what it was that he had, but anyway, he had retired. He had become very, very, very depressed. And I never forget this. And he said, I don't know what it is, Pat, but I think I know what's going on. He goes, I'm so used to, I was a principal. I would get up in the morning, I would do this, get everything ready, meet with the teachers. I had a purpose. And so for me, when I retired, I knew that I still had a purpose of being a mom, a wife, a daughter, a sister, a friend. But I needed, 40 plus made me feel like I had a purpose as far as my being a nurse. First experience probably was I want to say it was at your birthday celebration on the lakefront somewhere and Katrina got sick.
That's right.
And I felt, and it's a spontaneous thing. It's not like you have to think about it. And it's funny because I'm laughing because at this last play date, I don't remember much of it because I spent most of my time
running back and forth, saving people,
doing things. But it was something I felt, it was just second nature. This is what I do. And when I retired, I did retire in 2019. However, I was kind of reeled into the COVID world, and I did some COVID education. I did some COVID managing of giving the injections and that kind of a thing, And so as I got back into that again, it was still, okay, we need you here because if somebody gets a vaccine and blah, blah, blah. So you never lose those skills. So coming to 40 plus, I'm like, okay, so you're still a nurse. You're still going to be needed. And that, to me, that really helped me transition to being retired. It really did because you always want to feel like you're needed.
That's right.
And I'm like, okay, so last summer, it was like, okay, they really do need. And I felt like, okay, it was still great. I still had a good time. But there were a lot of things that happened that I don't know. And I'm kind of I was a nurse manager, I've been a director, and I like organized chaos, if there's such thing. And so I was, at the play date, people going around, stop. That was my thing. This person needs us right now. They don't need a lot of people standing around. And so for me, 40 plus has brought back that, wow, you can really use your skills, if not just the eyes, the hands, all of it. And I'm not weird, I'm not weird, but this was my life for 42 years,
right.
And so I will always be a nurse. I'm not sure if I will ever give up my license, because there's always going to be the need. There are different levels. I'm not going back and work. I shouldn't say that. No, I'm not. I'm not going to go and work 8, 10, 12 hour, 16-hour days anymore at a hospital or whatever. But I think I will always be a nurse, and I think it's the 40 plus double dutch, because otherwise, when we lion dance, nobody really got sick, or we didn't really exert ourselves like that, so they didn't really need, But so
I know at that play date last year when it was 99 degrees and we were out there jumping because we didn't have we didn't make plans for an indoor location.
It was hot.
And people started passing out. I didn't get to
issues.
really experience it either because I was running around. Where's Miss Pat? Where's Miss Pat? And they're like, Miss Pat's over here with this person. Okay, Miss Pat. As soon as you finish with her, I need you to come over here.
And that's
she
what
needs
was
you too.
happening.
So yeah, it was
That
just
was
a whole
what
lot of
happened.
running.
So, but it was fine.
It was. And everybody was okay.
You know, did you know I didn't? Well, where were you? Just taking care of some business, you know. But it was really all good. It was all good. I really, felt that people benefited from it. And I wasn't the only nurse there. There were other nurses there, but there were, I think we learned from that experience.
We did.
We learned from that experience. So I just hope that I can contribute more. In any
Absolutely can,
anyway,
because we are putting together our health and wellness committee right now, and you are going to be right there at the tippy top in that committee as well. So yes, we are going to keep on allowing you to bring value to us and hoping that we are bringing value to you, because it's not just about jumping double dutch.
Definitely not.
It's not just about playing outside. We want to do more things with community service. We want to do more things where we are exposing ourselves to women in different areas and different walks of life. We just want to keep on using this platform to help as many women as we can, and to show as many people that Double Dutch is still alive. And not only are we a group of women who love, support, uplift, and encourage each other, but we're a group of women who have taken this thing beyond the ropes.
If you're looking for fun, if you're looking for friendship, if you're looking for love.